Hey everyone, Lauren here from The Happiest Woman Alive. Thank you for watching my videos and welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about something that has been brought up repeatedly in the messages sent to me, and that's fear. Fear of the surgery, fear of the lifestyle changes. I don't want you guys to think that I don't take fear seriously, because I absolutely do. I have always been a very fearful person, especially when it came to lifestyle changes. That was my #1 fear. Doing things differently than I was used to doing it scared the crap out of me. But what I want you to learn is the lesson that I had to learn in my life was that if you don't make these changes, you better be more scared because the life you're living now is not the life you want. So what I want you to do is when you're really thinking about weight loss surgery and you're scared of all the things that might happen or the changes or if you might screw up, really think about, like, if you don't change your life right now, are you going to be happy? Are you going to thrive? Are you going to be okay? If you don't make any changes right now, are you going to be satisfied for the rest of your life? Like, really think about it. Really, really take that moment to be like, okay, if I don't change it, if I don't do something, am I okay? And if the answer is no, then stop being scared of what might happen and be more scared of not doing something, because not making changes in your life is way more scary than making changes for the better. Now, if you're scared of the actual surgery itself, I want you to do some research on the actual safety of weight loss surgery, because there's a lot of videos and a lot of comments and a lot of things that people talk about weight loss surgery is completely inaccurate, because it's like a comment box in a store. You're going to get more complaints than compliments. So really do go in and look at the statistics of the safety of weight loss surgery. Talk to your surgeon about the safety of the surgery, because it's a lot safer than most people think. It's actually way safer than, other major surgeries. And mine was done laparoscopically. I wasn't even cut all the way open. I don't like borrowing trouble. Borrowing trouble is like the one thing that really gets me. I'm like, dude, you can't really focus on what could go wrong unless you're doing so to make a plan to deal with it. This is what I had to learn in my life, and this is a lesson that I learned in the past couple years, is instead of having anxiety over what's about to happen, figure out what you're focusing on, and you can either, one, do something now to prevent it. If there's something you can do right now to prevent what's about to happen, go do it. And then you can let go of that anxiety. If it's something you can do now, but you know what you could do in the future, create a plan on paper. Create a plan of how you're going to deal with it when that problem arises, if it does so. Now, if whatever you're worrying about is something that could happen that you have no control over whatsoever, and you can't prevent the outcome, give that trouble back. Don't even stress about it, because you can't do anything about it if it does happen. Those are things you got to learn to let go by meditating and accepting the inevitable. And if you pray, just pray about it. Just like, please don't let this happen. If that's as much as you can do, then you've done everything you can. Let yourself off the hook. Stop stressing about it. My biggest thing is when you're preparing for a lifestyle change, you have to make a plan. You have to be prepared, or you're going to freak out. And that's the one thing where I think a lot of people screw up, is we focus on, like, oh my gosh, what could go wrong, and we don't make a plan to go right. When you're having weight loss surgery, if you don't educate yourself on proper nutrition and you don't make sure that you know how to be healthy post-op, you're going to continue making the poor choices. You're going to go back. You're going to revert. You probably will have some regain, or you won't lose all the weight. What could you do to prevent regain now? Learn how to be healthy. Learn how to eat healthy. Learn how to have a healthy diet. How do you prevent complications? Well, you follow your diet to the T. You take your vitamins. You work out like you're supposed to. Anything other than that is out of your control, and you talk to your surgeon about it. Calm yourself. Don't borrow trouble. I hate borrowing trouble. I suffered from anxiety, PTSD, and depression for way too many years to let it take over my life over reaching a goal. And being a healthy weight was my goal. And if I had let go of that goal due to fear, I would have been so upset with myself. So what I want you to do is I really want you to let go of all of that negativity and get yourself excited about this new path and make that path as clear as you can make it. Really, really get your stuff together and figure out how you're going to do this and how you're going to thrive. If you still have questions, get them answered. Find your answers. That's how you make this work and you get through the fear. I know a lot of people fear, failure. So fearing failure means that you're not taking responsibility for your own choices. There are times in our lives when failure is inevitable and we have to learn from it. I have failed things in my life and I've had to take that as a lesson. And I don't call it a failure. I call it a step in the right direction. Then there's things in life that we fail because we didn't make the full effort we needed to make. And instead of feeling guilty about that, I again use it as a lesson of how I need to adjust my attitude. Because a lot of times failure is an attitude. There are times when we don't succeed, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a failure. I know it sounds kind of complicated, but as a life coach, this is what I do professionally. I help people get through these road bumps so they can thrive. You can get through anything. You really can. It's not that difficult. And having weight loss surgery is one little tiny step in a huge goal. And being scared of weight loss surgery is more being scared of actually having to take control of your life, or being scared of not having control of your life. And what I've learned is the only thing I can control is my actions and my responses. That's the only thing in the world I can control. And being aware of that and taking control of my actions and responses has given me more control over my life. And I'm going to get a life coachy on you with this, but you really have to adjust your attitude after having weight loss surgery to thrive. You have to embrace it. You have to go with the flow, laugh at the punches, and just do your best. Because there's this theme when you watch YouTube videos or you watch, the ones about failing to thrive after weight loss surgery or failing to lose the weight. You will meet people who've had surgical issues after surgery. They are very few, but there are people who, have complications that they like to document. Then you have those people who like to document their failures due to their own actions. There's one video on YouTube, and I don't remember her name, but I love her video because although she is expressing her disappointment and unhappiness with her surgery, she was so honest about why she ended up where she's at. And there's this feeling of mutual understanding because I see where she is and I see myself being there. I can see myself eating an entire can of Pringles on the couch watching TV without even realizing it. I can do that. It'll take me a little longer than it used to, but I could do it. I could see myself doing that. What we need to do is when we see ourselves doing that, we have to take action to not do it. And as a life coach, that's what I do, is I teach people how to not do that. I think the problem in life is that we don't know how to deal with our problems very well. We talk about our problems a lot, and we take medication, and we go to the doctor, and we deal with depression, but sometimes our depression can be solved by action, and we just don't know what actions to take. And that's where therapy helps, and that's where coaches help, because we teach you what actions you need to take to get out of that hole you're in. to me, depression, and I'm talking just depression, I'm not talking about mental illness, but just depression. It's a hole that you have to get out of. And you can't get out of a hole by looking up. You can look up, but you're still in that hole. You have to climb your butt out. And with weight loss surgery, when we're morbidly obese, we're still in that hole. And we got to climb our butts out of that hole. However you do it, whether it's weight loss surgery, which to me is kind of like someone throwing a rope down to help you out, or you climb out yourself, just get out of the hole. I don't care how you do it. Don't be miserable because you're scared of action. Like, that's my only lesson in life for anybody. Stop being sad and bummed about where you're at and start making a plan to be somewhere else and get there. And that's, to me, how weight loss surgery should be approached. I'm getting my butt out of this hole, and I'm thriving, and I'm going to be proud of myself, and I'm going to be happy. So that's your lesson for today. If you're scared, really think about what you're scared of. Are you making those plans? Are you taking those actions? Are you borrowing trouble? And it's okay to be scared, as long as you're doing something still. Don't let that fear stop you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach me on my website, thehappiestwomanalive.com. Or you can go to my Facebook. It's Lauren Vento at thehappiestwomanalive.com. It may take me a few days to get back. I don't respond to emails on the weekends. That's my family time. I appreciate your watching. I appreciate your videos. I appreciate your emails and your messages. And thank you for opening up to me. I feel like I'm making friends because I get you and you get me, and this is awesome. Thank you for everything, and I will talk to you soon.